Man, you scroll around all these, law of attraction videos and all that stuff, and a lot of them are going to use this word that you are a creator. You are a creator. And let me tell you something. Every time like I got around one of those videos, I believed it, so I gave it a shot. The problem is because I could never fully really manifest the goal that I wanted, right? I didn't believe it. So when somebody kept saying like, you're a creator, I was like, I was kind of calling bullshit, right? Until I started to realize what being a creator really is, right? And I learned that all too well in two theories, right? Which is one, the ultimate theory, which is the mirror principle. And then another theory that went along with it called the compound effect, okay? The compound effect is, if you can go look this up, it's by Darren Hardy, right? He wrote a book, but you can also find some of his speeches on YouTube, right? Anyways, and he talked about how what we do right now, small and insignificant as it may seem, will have a tsunami effect later on. Now, so I want you to think about it like this, right? He basically said, right, would you like to take $3 million right now, or a penny that doubles in value for the next 31 days, meaning after, it'll double in value for the next 31 days. And on the 31 day, you can have that instead. So you can take the 3 million now, or wait for this penny to double in value for 31 days. And at the end of 31 days, you can get it. And when you hear that, you're thinking, penny, it's not going to get that much in 31 days. Bullshit. But when it doubles in value, by the time of the end of the 31 days, it's actually $10 million. So you would have lost out on $7 million by just not, waiting, right, for these actions to take place. Now, people can kind of get that, all right? So they're kind of like, okay, cool, Justin, you're basically telling me to take action every day, take action every day, take action every day. What the hell do you mean that you're a creator, though? When I started to learn the mirror principle, that really is what changed my life, right? And if you really think about it, when you look at your life, everything is just a reflection of it, right? Meaning, if you look at your bank account, all right, let's do it like this. Is it safe to say that looking at your bank account right now is just a reflection of a whole bunch of series of thoughts, actions, and energy that you gave that bank account? Yes or no? Yes, right? I mean, unless an emergency happened, right? Where it's like, okay, flat tires cost me a whole bunch of money, right? Like at the end of the day, what's in your bank account right now is nothing more than a series of thoughts, actions, and energy. So it's just reflecting what it's been through, right? Easy to understand? Well, what if I said that was your life too? See, I can't really, because the way I got my phone set up right now, I'm not going to go deep into this, but check this out, right? Let's put it like this, okay? So the mirror principle is this. We basically observe our life, right? So I'm going to put this one box right here. We observe what's going on in our life. This is how human nature is. We take in, we observe, and we say, okay, based off of this observation, I have this feeling, I have this attitude. Maybe it's, that girl dissed me, right? So now I have this feeling that I can never get a girl, right? TikTok was playing games with me. I have a feeling that I can never ever do this business, right? My pockets are broke, right? I have this feeling that I'm just a broke ass dude, right? You see what I'm saying? So by our observation, what we do is we give off an image. Okay, now, when I say an image, this is not your everyday image, like meaning physical image. This is based off of your attitude, your thoughts, and your energy, right? Okay, so when we formulate that image, it goes in to the mirror reality, right? Now, I don't know why, but there's a delay with this mirror. And I think if I'm just going off of what I think or what I believe this delay is because life is a reflection and we didn't even know it, right? We don't, cause you kind of think like, well, I'm a baby, you know what I mean? And I just lived and this is how I did it, right? I observed what was going on. When my body told me I was hungry, I observed I was hungry. So I got this feeling that I was fucking hungry. Makes sense to me until I started to understand how life really works. Can you at least agree to some degree that what you put out comes back? Okay, so what we're doing is we're putting out this image into the mirror reality, and then this mirror reality serves a reflection of what it just got. Right? So now the mirror is reflecting back, okay? So here's the thing. We often want to try to change the mirror, but you can't change the mirror, right? That's stupid. Like if you don't like the way you look, changing the mirror is not going to do it. Breaking the mirror is not going to do nothing. Flipping the mirror upside down is not going to do anything. You got to change you, right? So understand that. If I'm observing and I'm giving off of this image of my attitudes, thoughts, and actions, right? I give it to the mirror, and with a delay, the mirror then reflects back to me, and I don't like what it's reflecting back. We try to change the mirror, and you can't do that. But here's the other situation. Here's the other problem. This is why this is such a bad loop. Once we get this reflection back, what do we do again? It's a vicious cycle, because then we observe again. So it's like, I want you to put it like this. I suck. Life sucks. Image, I'm mad. Life sucks. Reflection, okay, life sucks. We'll give you more of it, right? Cool, we'll give you more of it, right? Now that you kind of know this is what is really going to blow your mind. And this is how I started to understand what creation was really all about. It means that you try to be a fixer in your life, right? But you can't. Today is just a reflection. There is nothing you can do about today. You can try to maneuver today. You can try to force today to change, and you might get a couple of things out of it by forcing it, right? But at the end of the day, today is already just a reflection. So the only way that you can do anything, right, is to use today to create a better future, right? So hear me out. I'm going to observe, I'm going to give out this image, and it's just going to reflect. Well, okay, so then today it just reflected what's been going on with me recently. Okay. So there's nothing I can do about today. And this is why a lot of people say Delulu is the solution. Like Delulu is the Delulu, being delusional is the solution. Because you kind of have to be delusional today. Because you can't fix today. You can't fix the past, you can't fix today. Today's already written. The only thing that you can do is utilize right now to create a better future, which means we go back to the Darren Hardy thing. What he was trying to say is every little action has a tsunami effect later, that you are a creator by your thoughts, actions, and energy of where you want to go. Most people, they can't even stay on a path long enough, right, for the reflection to come in. I don't know why this is a delay, except the fact that maybe it's just catching up and then it finally starts to show. And that's the biggest problem, right? But when I started to apply this and I said, okay, I'm going to give this a shot and I'm just going to keep believing, literally things would start to happen over time. And I had to use those as confirmations. Okay, I'm back on the path. I'm back on the path. I'm back on the path. Keep going, right? Keep going. Oh, doesn't look like it's working. Nope, just keep going, right? And that's the thing. And that's what I mean by you are a creator. You are not a fixer. You don't need to go to fix my business. I can't fix my past. If we do not like our past, or we do not like where we are at, or we do not like who we have become, there is nothing that we can do except use this moment to create a better future. And hence, you really are a creator. The problem is what a lot of people project law of attraction videos to be is that, oh, I'm going to create $1 million. I'm going to create $1 million and $1 million is going to fall. No, right? You can't. You can't do that. But what you can do is you can start today to engulf yourself with the right thoughts, with the right attitude. And you start to project that, and then you allow the action to follow. You give it the right thoughts and energy, and then you allow the actions to follow. And then you keep on doing this and you keep on doing this. And then you look up and you're like, holy shit, right? This is almost to say why I don't really put a time frame on goals, because honestly, if you just focus on who you need to be more than what you need to do sometimes, right? Like meaning I'm going to use this moment to create. We still got to focus on what we need to do, right? Don't get me wrong. You still got to take some type of action, right? But if I would focus on just, okay, what image am I giving off right now? Meaning this particular image, not physical image. What is the image that I'm giving off? Am I doing it little by little by little by little, right? Eventually life will just start to reflect back what I want it to. So the goal is to stop observing before you formulate this feeling inside. And instead, you want to start right here. You want to go ahead and start here and start projecting the right image. See, I think we get in these traps where we feel like we have to go fix ourselves. See, when you open up the door to your past, you know you can't fix the past. You've been told this, you know this, you've tried to fix your past and you can't, right? But the problem is we're so hurtful of the past, or we live in regret of the past, or we're just not happy with who we were so much. We just identify with this, right? And we're not understanding that you can't be a fixer. You can't fix that. If you want to not, like the best thing that you can do is learn from that and choose right now to say, okay, if those thoughts, those friends, that attitude, that vocation, that whatever got me here, then what I'm going to learn is to not do that right now in this moment. And the other part is then this is where we really have to think about what Darren Hardy said. It's the little by little by little that causes the tsunami effect later. And that's the downfall. Because we're so wanting to fix that we will give this a shot. We will start doing better. But then all of a sudden what happens, right? Life will happen, whatever, or it doesn't come fast enough and we detour. We detour. We literally detour all day. I mean, think about I made a video a couple of days ago about fuck multiple streams of income, right? And I said, because we're always going wide. It's almost like we go to, you know how when you go to a restaurant hungry and you're looking at the menu, you want one of everything? Well, that's what I'm saying. You're so hungry for change and you're so in lack that you go to the internet hungry, right? And you just look at everything and you're like, oh, I could do all this as multiple streams of income, right? And no. You need to just dial in and not take so many detours, because if I'm taking so many detours, the mirror reality or life doesn't really know what to give me. Because if I am a creator, as they say, right? Well, it's no wonder why I can't create the light that I want, because I'm massively taking detours to where the mirror reality is just like, dude, whatever. I don't even know what to give you anymore. All right, you want a little bit of this, you want a little bit of this, you want a little bit of this. Okay. But then you get frustrated. So now the mirror reality says, okay, now you want frustration, because apparently you like frustration, right? Because that's what you know. That's what you're accustomed to. And then you start thinking like, I got to fix me. I got to fix my business. You can't. You can only start right now to create a better future. Do you see? Like, I know it's a minor perspective change, but this causes drastic measures, and it's changed my life, because I was starting to learn about this, but in 2022, I was really putting forth the effort to, right? I was like, okay, just for and it was almost like, it's almost like AA, right? Like, I'm a felon or whatever. So they used to make us go to like Alcoholics Anonymous and Narcotics Anonymous and all those classes, right? And, they had this thing about one day at a time, just one day at a time. Just today, I'm not going to drink. Today, I'm not going to drink. Now, sadly, a lot of those guys would do that and end up drinking just because, you know what I mean? Like they just kept focusing on the drink instead of trying not to focus on the drink, watching what you're feeding, watching what kind of image you are projecting, right? But anyways, I do agree with that theory, just one day at a time. hey, just today, I'm going to keep moving forward. And you know what? Tomorrow, I'm going to do it again. And the next day, I'm going to do it again. And I'm just going to keep going this way, right? Because I know when I go this way, eventually the mirror reality is going to catch up to me and it's going to start giving me the life that I want. But will you keep going, or will you keep getting detoured? Like, will you detour? Will you derail, right? And that's what I mean by like the Alcoholics Anonymous, right? It's like, you know, if they would just say, I mean, because why do you think some of these guys, when they first were told, oh my God, you're saying I can never drink again, that was so far-fetched for them that their mind couldn't make that connection. I know another guy too. In this book, right? The One Thing, he talks about that, right? He says you might set a lofty goal and your mind can't make that connection. Like, what can I do now to get to that goal? It's like, whoa, that goal is so big. See, that's the problem. Have you guys ever done that? It's like, well, I want to be a millionaire. And so, you know, you're like, cool, what can I do to be a millionaire? And now your mind is going crazy, like trying to come up with some drastic, magnificent way to be a millionaire. You know what I mean? When really all you had to do is just, okay, well, I'm not going to be a millionaire today, and I'm not going to be a millionaire tomorrow. So let me just take the next step. Let me just take the next step. Let me take the next step. Let me take the next step. Next step. Next step. Then boom. Oh my God, I'm a millionaire, right? I mean, look at me, multiple six-figure earner. Didn't see that in the cards, right? AA, right? You're telling me I'm never going to be able to drink again? Okay, well, just don't drink for today. Okay, I'll try not to drink today. All right, I did that. Next day, hey, try not to drink today. Okay, cool. Next thing you know, your brain doesn't even think about alcohol anymore. And I know this for a fact because I'm a felon. I used to do drugs and all that. Don't even really think about it. Don't even think about it. I mean, I don't even like think about it. If you would have asked me, what was it, close to almost 20 years now, or 10, 15 years, 20 years, more like 20 years. Yeah, I forgot because golly, it's 2025. Time goes by fast, man. I'm getting old. All right, but anyways, probably not 20 years, but maybe about 15 years ago, 16 years ago. So close to 20 years, right? So you asked me 16 years ago, I would have probably said, yeah, I'll calm down, but I wouldn't have been able to compute, right? Like, oh, I'll never be able to do this again, or I'll never do this again. I don't know. You know what I mean? Right? I won't think about that. But now I don't even think about it. I don't have no body around me. I don't even think about it. I don't even care. It doesn't nothing. I even hear multiple people talking about it all the time. I don't even care. Right? But it's just because drastically I kept putting this out. So how do we make this money? Right? How do we use this formula to make money? Start working on creating right now. Meaning, I'm going to think thoughts about abundance. I'm going to think thoughts about success. I'm going to cheerlead myself on. Even right now, when I don't see anything and I'm looking at my bank account and I got to remember, okay, wait, my bank account is just a reflection of the past. My bank account is a reflection of the past. So even tomorrow, when you go in tomorrow and you say, man, but I did so good yesterday. Yeah, you did, but it's still reflecting the past. Just wait. Keep going, right? Start changing your perspective, saying, wait a minute, I really am a creator, because what I do in this moment will affect the next one. The crazy thing about it is then we have to remember Darren Hardy's example, right? What he said, the penny will double in value for the next 31 days. Why do I need to remember that example? Because he said in 10 days, it'll only be $5.02. In 10 days, it would only be $5,000. Or in 20 days, it would only be $5,000. What does that mean, right? Now, if we did it on a grand scale, right? Because, obviously, not a lot is going to happen in just 10 days or 20 days. But if we're thinking if that is a reflection of a grand scale, well, think about it. He said in 10 days, you only got that little measly penny only to $5. And I don't know about you, but $5 is nothing. In 20 days, which means you took more time, you only got it to 5,000. Still not where you want it to be, right? But then it's after that, then it just really quadrupled, right? So anyways, I guess what I'm trying to say is keep going. Keep going. Oh man, I'm not seeing any of my product. Got to keep going. Not, man, but I still don't see it. Keep going. It's like that penny, right? It's like that penny. I'm just doubling value. I'm just doubling value. I'm just doubling value. And yeah, you won't see it yet, but when the tsunami does happen, you will see it. You will see it. If every day, I mean, it's just like baseball, right? If every day I was getting on first base, eventually I'm going to score. If every day I'm getting on first base, what happens, right? If you know, like a batter keeps going around. Oh, this person got on base. Oh, next person got on base. This one has to go to second. Oh, this person got on base. Next one has to go to second. This one has to go to third. Oh, this one just got on first base. Great, he just scored. And then all of a sudden, what happens? Grand slam hits. Because now I got bases loaded, and I hit a home run. Grand slam. Right. Where did that come from? Right? That came out of nowhere. Because all I was doing was just focused on first base, first base, first base, first base. You look up, you say, holy shit, I had a grand slam. What a month. I just cleared $20,000 a month. Man, I just cleared a $30,000 a month. I didn't know. I was so focused on just creating. So you are a creator. Act like one.